wanted to do a video and introduce myself. My name is Mike and I live in San Diego, California. Originally, I am from northwestern Pennsylvania, born and raised, and after school I moved to California, and it was always my dream to live here. So what do? I am what's called an insurance arbitrator. A what? What that is, I am somebody that these major car insurance companies, and you know all their names, they all submit to binding arbitration when they can't decide who's responsible for what accident and who is to pay who what, basically. So they submit to arbitration and I review all the evidence, all the police reports, the statements and everything, and I make a decision, and that decision is final and binding. It essentially is exactly like Judge Judy or People's Court. Those are actually arbitration. It's a forum where arbitration is held. I'm not a judge and I'm not an attorney, but I am a certified arbitrator. So prior to that, I have pretty extensive insurance background. As a specialty loss adjuster, I handled a lot of, lack of a better term, big pain in the ass claims, big collisions, anything high-end, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, anything that was gonna just be a nightmare to handle, that's what I did. So after doing that for a decade, I started doing the job that I have now, where I have also worked for more than a decade. So I'm very fortunate. I get to work at home, and that affords me a lot of flexibility with time. I do work about 8 hours a day, if not more, so working at home, you have to be very disciplined. For those of you that might work at home, you probably know what I'm talking about. It's not a cakewalk, but I like to think that after this amount of time, I'm very good at it, you know, budgeting my time, so it works for me. Working at home may not work for everybody, but I can't imagine it any other way after doing it for about 20 years at this point. So fortunately, my garage is just on the other side of this wall here, and I'm able to break away and work on my projects, you know, when time is available. I have all my project cars still. My wife has a car, and that's not a project car, but I've got my 91 Wrangler, my 89 Prelude, my 1990 Miata, and yeah, I guess that's it. What am I missing? Anyway, so I'm, you know, they're not high dollar cars, but I like them. They're cars that I've always wanted, and you know, so why not? Why not pick them up cheap and fix them up and enjoy them? Let me know what you'd like to see with the channel. You know, I don't know if people even care about this sort of video. I don't necessarily consider myself a, you know, a vlogger, and I certainly don't anticipate doing, you know, daily videos like a lot of people do. But I do really like to document my, you know, my progress on my cars. I don't like to do a lot of DIY videos because it just ends up pissing everybody off in the comments, because inevitably somebody will be looking, you know, at one specific angle or one specific way of doing something, and if you don't show that, I'm sure you can all relate, you know, people get really irritated. So I just, DIY videos for the most part aren't for me, but I just like to document my progress, and you know, I like to show my friends' cars, and you know, just kind of have fun with it. It's all about having fun. You know, as far as video equipment goes, I recently invested some money in a new camera setup, which I will show you. And just, you know, how I afforded that was I monetized my videos. And after about 7 months of collecting profits, I was able to earn about $700. And you know, if you put your mind to it, that's, you know, that's peanuts compared to a lot of other big channels, but $700 is still a lot of money. It was enough for me to buy the equipment and, well, not all of it, just basically my new camera setup, which you will see shortly. And you know, I think it's gonna allow me to do better quality videos for the channel and add more flexibility. You know, up until now, I like said, I was using my iPhone, and there's nothing wrong with that, along with a couple of GoPros. I've got one GoPro and one Chinese knockoff, which, to be honest, SJ Cam is the brand, and I like that one so much better. The GoPro is such a pain in the ass to use. I don't think the quality is very good, and it's just not very user-friendly. But, you know, the Chinese knockoff uses all the same mounts, and quite honestly, the sound is better, the video quality is better, and it's 1,000 times easier to use. So nothing wrong with kind of cheaping out once in a while. I still have the GoPro, but I choose the Chinese knockoff, you know, every time over the GoPro. So as far as my camera equipment goes, here is my new setup, and I'm very happy with this. It's actually a Canon EOS Rebel T5i, and it was the, I forget what they called it, the creators package or whatever. I got it on Amazon, and it came with the shotgun mic, and came with the case and a couple extra batteries, and like I said, it was around $700. I have a ton of equipment actually that I don't use. I've got 2 GoPros, I've got a full HD video camera, another portable camera, this thing, I don't use that. A couple of tripods, tons of connectors for the GoPro, and like I mentioned before, you know, up until now, my favorite thing was the iPhone, and it's just so versatile. It's always with you, and there's honestly nothing wrong with using that. Now, no question that something like this is a step up, and will certainly produce, you know, better quality. But I'm a firm believer that, you know, you can use a couple different sources, and if you're good with your editing, you can paste everything together and really make it work. You know, to become a YouTuber, you don't need expensive equipment. Most everybody already has a cell phone as it is, and that's really all you need. So, but with this, I do plan on using it, and in fact, I've already used it for a couple videos that I've published, and I'm very happy with it. It's fairly lightweight, the price was good, got a lot of good reviews, and sound is excellent. Sound, I will say, definitely much better than any cell phone. Let's see what else. I am married and have 3 older kids, and the 3 kids were actually adopted internationally, and my wife and I were the subject of ABC's 2020 episode back in 2008. The entire hour was basically centered around our adoption process, and we had a lot of problems and a lot of issues along the way, and you know, there was a lot of litigation, and there was an out-of-court settlement. No, I did not make a ton of money, but I mean, that's pretty much all public knowledge at this point, so I figured I'd throw that out there. After that, they pretty much stopped doing adoptions from Russia. just because it was not because of us, but because things were so crooked and so wrought with scandal that it needed to be stopped. It was a bad situation, and the Americans were really getting taken advantage of big time. So anyway, enough about that. I guess that's all I really have. Aside from cars, I'm really into music a lot. I wish I could use a lot, you know, copyrighted music in these videos, and of course we all know you can't do that, so we have to pick the boring, copyright-free stuff. But other than that, let me know if you have any questions, and let me know, you know, if there's something you'd like to see. I continue working on my cars, and I anticipate maybe picking up another project car or two in the future. I can't say that I'm going to be able to keep all my cars at once. I'm just pretty much out of space. It's just not practical, but for now I'm keeping everything, and I just really like doing this. You know, it's a lot of fun. It's kind of a second job, and earn a little money along the way. And you know, this didn't come easy. You know, I think I'm at like, I don't know, 23 or 2,400 subscribers at this point of this filming, and that's definitely not a lot, but let me tell you, I earned every single one. I've been doing it for a while, and you know, I'm not like these other channels that just gain, you know, thousands and thousands of subs every day. You know, I had to work for all of them, and you guys that are watching this, probably you understand. You know, whether you have 10 subscribers or 10,000, you know, you have to work for all of them. So anyway, thanks for watching. If you made it this far, thank you very much. And of course, somebody's texting me like crazy right now, which is, yeah, that's life. But let me know if you have any questions, and otherwise we'll catch you on the flip side.
Oh, come on, damn it! Oh, that sounds good.